Can you get on there? What?
Music's playing.
Hey there, Marilyn. Thanks for joining me tonight. Would you like to come on screen with me and try it? We're trying something all new right now. Here, let me turn the music down. I forgot I should probably just turn that down. There we go. Okay, can you hear me? All right. We're trying a whole new streaming service tonight. So I'm super excited for it. I'm hoping we can get a few people to join us. So those of you who have joined us, I see that we have a few people. If you can, go ahead and feel free to send this out. Share it around Facebook. I am so excited to try this. This is something new that we're doing at Nebraska Sunrise News. So I wanted to give it a try here. I found out that we can do it right from our computer, right from home. So I wanted to give this a try with Freedom Rally. So it just went live on my personal page as well as the Freedom Rally page. And this is our first time going live on YouTube. So I am super, super excited about it. We're going to give this just a couple minutes and then we're going to get going. I am going to message Allie real quick. All right. So we don't have a whole lot to go over because obviously there's not a lot going on here in Nebraska, except for the breaking news that Nebraska Sunrise News sent out today about Senator Groening. I don't know if you folks heard about that, but I will share a little bit about that here in just a couple minutes. Nebraska Sunrise News, for you folks who don't know, Nebraska Sunrise News is a new kind of conservative news organization here in Omaha. They just launched. Tomorrow will be, I believe, our 35th issue. We just launched on December 15th, I believe. I don't even know. No, January 15th, because it's only been a month. And we actually have one of our reporters here with us tonight. Santana, I hope you don't mind that I'm calling you out, but she is one of our amazing reporters we have at Nebraska Sunrise News. If you were on the TikTok this morning, we put a video out kind of promoting tonight's live stream and tomorrow's rally, which I am so excited for tomorrow's rally. We're going to go ahead and get things going because we've just got a lot going on. I want to thank everybody for joining me. My name is Tim Davis. I am the founder of Freedom Rally USA. It is February 18th, 2022, which means we are super, super excited because we, excuse me, I forgot my train of thought. I'm super excited because we are getting ready to launch our first rally tomorrow. We are less than 24 hours away from that. I don't even know because I didn't do the math, but I am so excited because it's going to be super awesome. We're going to have amazing people there joining us. For those of you who weren't here just a few minutes ago, we are now streaming live through StreamYard, which has allowed us to go live on Facebook. So it's going through my personal page as well as the public Freedom Rally page. So if you're watching us live from there, then you'll be able to share that across, where the original Facebook group wouldn't allow us to do that. If you have noticed, you are able to check some things out. You're able to do a group or conversation here. I'm really excited because we are, as you can tell at the bottom of your screen, we are able to actually promote things. So like Nago, whenever they're doing their stuff, we can promote them here as we're doing the show so that it doesn't bother anybody else. So I am super excited with the stuff that we can do with that. What we're going to do at Nebraska Sunrise News with it is going to be super awesome. We have just completed a studio there, so we're going to be doing live streams here in a few weeks. We launched the all new Chris Baker show on Monday, so we are super excited about that. I'll make sure that that is available here on Facebook, as well as the Nebraska Sunrise News YouTube channel, because that's going to be super awesome. Everybody's going to want to be a part of that. Those who were able to be in the know has seen some of the background clips of what we were working on today, which is one of the reasons we're able to do what we're doing tonight. It's going to be hilarious. I'm going to try to get some copies of those videos so that we can get some clips put on their TikTok channel, as well as the Freedom Rally TikTok channel, because Freedom Rally supports Chris Baker, because Chris Baker supports Freedom Rally. Speaking of that, we have our first Saving America Freedom Rally tomorrow in Lincoln, Nebraska, from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. or 2 p.m. Excuse me. That would be a long day, wouldn't it? No, it's from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in Lincoln, Nebraska. Our speakers will begin at 11:30. We have Kathleen Kauth, who will be joining us, as well as Christina Campbell. She was one of our speakers last year. Allie French with Nebraskans Against Government Overreach is also going to be joining us. So that's going to be super awesome. And I just found out yesterday that the legendary Chris Baker will be joining us tomorrow at our very first Saving America Freedom Rally to say a few words. So that's going to be super awesome. He's promoted this out to his little biker group to try to get some of them to join us. I doubt that they will, because it's kind of going to be chilly out for them. But you know what? Who knows what will happen, because the rally also doubles up as a drop-off donation point for the People's Convoy. They had just started to collect donations this week, from what I hear. Matson's Billiards, I believe that's who it is, in Lincoln, is almost already full with their donations. So that's really, really exciting. And then we'll be bringing those back here. I have a location point that we will be dropping those off at. So I hope that we can get a ton of people out there. If you haven't seen the banner for it, make sure you take a look at our Facebook page, because obviously that's going to be at the top of the page. I'll change that tomorrow as well. I didn't list her, and I want to apologize. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Along with our speakers, we have Denise Bradshaw, who I can't believe I forgot her. Denise, you can yell at me all you want tomorrow at the rally. I deserve it, because Denise will actually be speaking tomorrow. She is one of the people that actually helped make Freedom Rally where we are today. She was there on November 6th. She and I are the ones who planned the very first Stop the Steal rally in Lincoln on November 7th. We did that in less than 24 hours. I think we did it in 20 hours. We got a ton of speakers. We had over 300 people attend. That doesn't include 150 counter protesters that also attended. It was an amazing event that led into another one the week after here in Omaha. So on November 14th, that's where Bear Alexander tried to take over our rally, and it didn't work, because we're true patriots and we didn't let their anger and their negativity get to us. So I'm just excited to have Denise back on the stage. And Denise, like I said, you are welcome to drag me through the mud for that, as mad or as bad as you want tomorrow. I bow down and beg for your forgiveness. Um, As for the donation drop off, we are going to need some volunteers. So if you folks are going to be attending our rally tomorrow and you know anybody that can help us collect the donation drop offs, we are allowing people that aren't able to attend the rally to also drop off donations. So we are going to try to push people off to one of the side streets at the Capitol, but we all know how people are. They don't follow direction when there's a huge crowd of people right there. So right on K Street in front of the Capitol, if we can get, if you know anybody that's willing to attend the rally, but help grab those donations so that we don't impede traffic as much as possible, that would be amazing. We tried to get the little U Tundra area at the Capitol on the north side that blah, 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 blah. Words are hard tonight. We tried to get them to let us use those that area, but they wouldn't let us due to Capitol Police not allowing it. We tried to do that so we didn't impede traffic, but of course we can't always get what we want. So I will ask as many people as we can to join me on K Street to collect those donations. So anybody that's not going to be staying for the rally can quickly still donate to the convoy and then get right on out of the way. Because this graphic has been shared all over Facebook quite a while. So I'm expecting quite a few people. I'm hoping. Let's put it that way. I expect a ton of people that'll show up to drop off donations because the People's Convoy is going to be a huge thing. For those of you that want to attend Nebraska's send-off of Nebraska's convoy, that will be on March 1st at 5 o'clock at the Capitol as well. Allie has done amazing work when it comes to getting this organized. She's done amazing work in the 2 weeks that she's been doing this. She has organized people from as far as all the way to Sidney, Nebraska. I mean, we have people that'll be traveling on March 1st all the way from Western Nebraska to Lincoln for the rally at 5 o'clock. So it's going to be great seeing all those people get together. We're probably going to be shutting down K Street. I'm not good. Don't publicly say that. Don't quote me. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want the cops knocking on my door, but who knows? Maybe we can get our own convoy to block up a couple of those streets in front of the Capitol to make our voices heard just a little bit. But you know what? Freedom Rally, we're not that controversial, are we? But no, that would be really awesome if we were able to make a huge statement like that. I know there's a ton of people that are going to be joining us to take the donations that we are collecting down to the People's Convoy, as I believe they're going down I-70 on K Street. I am wondering if Allie has been able to make it in here. She doesn't have Facebook, and I saw that she was having issues getting in through YouTube. So I'm hoping if not, then we will probably end up cutting today kind of short this week because we don't have a lot going on except for Mr. Senator Groening sending out a lot of photos that he wasn't supposed to be sending out. Give me just a moment. Okay, Allie, are you able to get your video started? Because I would love to be able to bring you in here. Oh, there you are. I see you. I found you.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, there you are. You were hidden. Hey, Allie.
Hello.
Okay, I was like really, really rambling and bad trying to see if you were going to be able to get on, but it puts you at the bottom of the screen here. This is so exciting to be able to do so many people at once.
Well, and it was ridiculous. I had to switch over to an alternative Gmail account that doesn't use my YouTube channel because my YouTube channel's banned. So I just switched over to one of the alternate Google accounts to even be able to join you because I can't use my YouTube.
Yeah. Wow. Well,
that was
thanks
fun.
for joining us.
For sure. Glad to be is super excited to celebrate your birthday tomorrow. I hope everybody's coming out for that.
Well, we didn't have to tell anybody that, but thank you.
We had to tell everyone.
For the convoy, I wore I can't get into the thing here. Where am I at? My No Mandates in a Free Country shirt tonight in honor of the convoy.
Well, wonderful.
So
That is a super great shirt. The design turned out awesome.
for the convoy shirts
Yeah,
or these shirts,
both.
which ones? Oh, well, this one, yeah. I mean, come on, let's go. Well, thank you for joining me. You are the organizer of the Nebraska's version of the convoy. So I wanted you to be able to come on and talk a little bit about it for those who have not been able to keep up with what's going on.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on. We have really though a super solid plan. I couldn't believe the good luck, the fortune of realizing that March 1st was going to line up with several of the national convoy efforts, and for that to be the anniversary of our statehood is just kind of badass. So I mean, it couldn't have worked out any better. What better way to celebrate on the anniversary of our statehood than standing up for the freedoms that we supposedly entered this country for, right? That,
Yeah.
that was the whole point of joining this country was freedom. So I guess we'll make a big stink about it, in celebration. What we do know is we have right now 4 regional chats going. Or 5, excuse me. We are
Wow.
covering Omaha, Gretna, Lincoln, Central Nebraska, which actually will cover Kearney, Grand Island. Norfolk is actually leading a convoy from north down to Grand Island on I-80, and then we'll be convoying over. And then we've got our
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really great. And they're actually part of the group that is going to be traveling on to the national efforts. So we are super excited to be able to support them and make sure that they have everything they need to successfully make it across the country. Then we have our Western Nebraska chat, and they have been super, super busy. They are quickly getting organized over in Sydney. One of the gentlemen that I run the Patriots Nebraska chat on Telegram, if anybody wants to join, let me know. He's out in Sydney, Nebraska, so he's been collecting donations, and they are excited to come out to the Capitol. So it is very, very cool that they are coordinating some of those efforts to come out. We also have some truckers that plan to come out from Schuyler, Nebraska, and that's super exciting as well. We have some people who are excited down in McCook, which would be a pretty far trek for them as well. And guys, even all the way here in the metro area, Lincoln is overwhelming their donation drop-off zone, and the notion, the sentiment that really sends from Nebraskans, how much we really care about this, is so amazing.
Well, they have a great place to bring their Lincoln drop-offs tomorrow.
Yes, they do. And we will be mentioning that to Ben, if they're getting overloaded, we can take some of that load off and bring it back up to Omaha for the meantime. And, this is a teamwork effort. That's the amazing part, right? Like, trust me, I'm not doing all of this. I may click the buttons on the group chats and make posts at the end of the day. But, this is such a collaborative effort between your aid with Freedom Rally USA. We've got Nebraskans for Health Freedom, which is mainly in Kearney and Grand Island, and they are doing phenomenal work up there. Their communities are so ready for this, so excited. They have Heartland's Patriots up there working with them. So all of these organized Patriots groups in Central Nebraska are all over this. They are so, so ready for this. And then you head out to Western Nebraska, and these guys are just like, so can I bring my tractor or what?
It might cost a little bit to bring the tractor, but you might want to leave tomorrow.
Right. I certainly won't be complaining, and that is something to keep in mind. Traffic speeds are going to be going slower. We have a phenomenal regional lead, Patty. She's had extensive years of experience helping out with disaster relief after natural disasters. She talks about Hurricane Irma quite often and helping help. She's an amazing lady. She's done a lot of work, and she is a mover and a shaker. And I am so very, very excited that she came in balls blazing into that group chat. Like, what are we doing? What can I do? Because
Yes.
she has rocked it out there, and I really appreciate all the teamwork that's really come out of this. Because I mean, guys, that's what we've been saying since the beginning, right? You
Yep.
know, we win when we unite the working class,
Yep.
and as we've
Look
all,
at Virginia
yeah,
with what
yeah,
they did with the governor's race there. So,
exactly.
you
And
know,
it
that's
doesn't,
the, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it just, you know, it doesn't matter whose name is on it, doesn't matter who's running
Nope.
what. What matters is you showing up, you and the 10 other people that you bring with you, like you were assigned
Yep.
to do if you're paying attention to the calls to action and announcements we've been sending out. You know, this is as successful as you want to make it.
Yep.
You know, I'll
Yep.
be there either way, yelling on the rooftops, you know,
Yep.
every chance I get. But we can't be successful until you show up and
Yep.
everybody you know shows up. Until then,
I've
we're just radical, right, Tim?
yep. I mean, we're not allowed in Sarpy County anymore if the city council has anything to say about it. So what hurdles have you been facing trying to get this going?
Honestly,
Oh,
the
you didn't know
biggest
you were being interviewed, did you?
no, it's all right though. Honestly, the biggest hurdles have been getting the word out. Yesterday, I couldn't even post the flyers on Facebook through my husband's account. Just wouldn't let us. I had no problem posting another screenshot through his account, but when it came to the flyers for this event, Facebook didn't want to let us post them.
Oh,
Uh,
surprise, surprise.
yeah, yeah, and you know, it may have been a fluke. Obviously, we're going to keep trying, but our devices are shutting down on us,
Yep.
and it's hard to get the word out. And we are.
I understand more
I
than
know
anybody
you
else.
do, but it's why
What you're not censored on, I am, and what you are, I'm not.
I know, and it's really why this teamwork, you know, that I keep coming back to is so extremely important. Because if it weren't for the dozen women, Melissa and Marcy and all of the guys in the Gretna chat out there, literally boots on the ground, putting flyers in every building, sharing it on social media. Woo! Shane up in Kearney is also just sharing this stuff like wildfire. It's the people that care enough and are getting out there and actually putting out into the community that I think are doing most of the work here. The other thing that's really been a huge hurdle is keeping track of all the information. It is
Oh, yeah.
between having 7 different social media platforms that the same group is using, but different people are running. You know, it's just information at different times, variation in wording, trying to put pieces together, and ultimately remembering that, you know, this whole thing is about what's best for we the people. And so when we're looking at all of this information, and our admin chat for these regional leaders are constantly just throwing this information in there, and as we're assessing it, you know, we have to remember that at the end of the day, it's about what's in the best interest of Nebraskans.
Yep.
What is going to offer the most protections, the most prevention of infringement of our rights, and what can Nebraskans do? You know, when we're looking at Western Nebraska, they're about to be going through calving season, or they're starting calving season. They
Yep.
can't just get up and walk away. You
Yep.
know, they can't necessarily go further than 2 hours away from home for only 2 hours.
I was gonna say, if that.
If that, right? So
Yep.
providing this, you know, opportunity to be involved at the most local level, and have a state impact and also participate in a national impact, that's really what we're going for, right? And as
Yep.
we've seen, the I-80 participation for the national effort is on us. It's on all of us. If we want I-80 to be part of the map of all of the national efforts and convoys, we have to get out there and do it.
Yep.
And we can do so safely. We can do so peacefully and respectfully and while being fully law abiding. And Tim and
Yep.
I are going to hammer
We
on that
always are.
over and over and over again because, if we want to save this country, we have to do it. The
Yep.
government's not going to do it for us. There's no one group, there's no one person that's going to do it for us. It takes the collective of we the people to do it.
Yep.
And I think we're ready for that task. I see a lot of excitement.
Yep, this isn't the first time. I mean, look at when we had Freedom Fest with NFC last year. I
Yep.
mean, we had people that traveled all the way from Texas
Yeah.
to come up for that.
Texas,
And
South
1,500
Dakota.
people.
Yeah.
1,500 people that showed up the day after. We had 600 for Freedom Fest, 1,500 for the rally afterwards, even though some people think that that's a small rally and just a few cheerleaders. But
Well, you and I both know that, it is, unless you're coming into this with money in mind and that's your goal, the grassroots method, you start with your friends. It's
Yep.
3 or 4 of you, then it's a dozen of you. I
Yep.
remember when we hosted our very first Millions March Against Mandatory Vaccinations event back in August of 2019, we were ecstatic to have like 34 people show up. And about 10% of those
Yep.
were kids. And it was
Ask
amazing.
Denise. Ask Denise what we thought when we had the first Stop the Steal on November 7th. 20 hours to plan the thing. And we expected me and her and maybe somebody else. And she actually, I'll never forget her walking up to me as the people were showing up. And she was telling me, I honestly thought I was going to have to buy people lunch because it was going to be so bad. I didn't expect anybody to show up.
Yeah.
But look at where it's at now. I mean,
Yeah.
it, like you said, you just got to start with the people closest to you. And if people really believe in the message,
Yep.
they'll show up and they'll spread the word. And that's exactly what's going on.
Absolutely.
And you'll continue seeing that, especially into this year. As you're doing your events, I'm doing our rallies, we're doing our events together all year long. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to see that Nebraska's ready to come out and fight. We're done. We're tired of it.
And how can we not be? Man, they are just the constant barrage of misinformation, of the media propping up the ludicrous statements by our state senators. They want to label us not real Nebraskans. They want to label us fringe and radical. And, if they really cared, they'd go do this or go do that. And we're over here just like, can we just, be normal? Is that all right?
Can we just hang out?
Right. We didn't do anything, right? You don't.
Yep.
Like, I actually really liked what Ben Stengel had recently said when he was giving public testimony for LB 906. And, he's going, look, guys, you don't become unvaccinated. Nobody did anything to you. That's normal. That's the way God made you. And so you can't criminalize somebody for being who they are. Isn't that what we're told all the time? Hi.
Hi.
How's it
Come
going?
on. You're just sitting here and I'm constantly sitting here looking at you, Marilyn, whenever I was talking. So I'm like, she's sitting here. I'm going to just see if she'll let me add her to the stream. If you don't want it, I'll take you off. I promise. Do you have anything to add since you're here, Marilyn?
Oh, I would just echo what Allie was saying, that there's so many platforms, and my family thinks I'm depressed, and times I do get depressed because it's hard to think that our country has gone this far.
Yeah.
And I'm really scared of what it's going to be like from now on. And so they're
I think we got 3 more years of this.
Oh God.
But that's the reason that I tell everybody we're not fighting the war yet. We're fighting the battle. 24 is going to be that war. That's why we have to energize people so much. And this is why we're going to have so many this is how we're going to have so many people show up is because we need to. I lost my
Yeah.
train of thought there.
Well,
But I
and
mean,
that's how I get out of a slump is I look to see what Allie's doing. I'm like, I gotta get with other people like me.
Yeah. You know, and that's a really good point though, is and we all talk about when we're at our rallies, when we're at our events, just how invigorating it is, how it's like worship, it's fellowship. It's getting to be with God's people and being the free sovereign individuals that we're supposed to be. That's what our Declaration of Independence was all about, right?
Yeah.
Well-
I was just God brought to mind this morning that the Lord's Prayer, he tells us that we're supposed to pray for on earth as in heaven. Because I'm like, I don't want to be here anymore. And it was like, he's like, no. I need you there.
Yeah.
I told you to
Yep.
pray on earth as in heaven. And I was like, that was my first thought this morning. So that's all I've been thinking about all day. And it's like, okay, we gotta get this done then because this is not fun anymore.
It's not fun. You are right. It's
No.
not fun. This is it is hard work, you know. I right, people like to say that some people seek attention, right?
Yeah.
But we also got to take into consideration how
Yeah.
much work it is to get the word out right now, right? It's not, people aren't just out there helping us. The media is not just
Nope.
bumping up our stories. If we are constantly out there trying to get them to pay attention, constantly telling people about it, putting this out there, putting that out there, getting an image ingrained in people's brains, you know,
Yep.
this is how we grow awareness. This is how we break through the programmed ignorance
Yeah.
that our media is constantly
Yeah, we're
barraging
just supposed to
people
get
with.
along and it's just going to be better. Yeah, we would just do what we're
Oh,
you
You went
get along.
futuristic on us.
Well, it's we got to get people energized because if not, then what are we going to do? We're going to sit back and cry.
I know, that's what I did.
I mean, then what's going to happen? Look at some of these other countries where we have these problems, and look what's going on.
Yeah.
We got somebody else that's going to join us if you ladies are fine with that.
It's Denise.
Denise wanted to come on. She's
Hello.
probably going to yell at me because I
Nope.
forgot to list her as a speaker.
My heart was broken.
I was gonna say Denise is the last person to complain about such things, and we love her for that.
Hey guys,
Denise,
I'm so
did
excited.
you have
about
anything
tomorrow.
to add?
I think this year is really going to be amazing. I don't think we need to wait for 2024 for the energy.
Yep.
No, we need it now.
Amen.
Well, I'm in a lot of groups as you guys are too. The moms are really fired up. The moms are, I think that's the only polite way of saying it. The mama bears are very, very angry and upset, especially those who have kids in school.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think we're going to see a lot of, I'm just going to call it energy going into this year with school board races, the State Department of Education, that joke of an organization. I'm sorry. It's just awful. It's just awful. And it's just going to be really
There we
exciting.
go. There we go. I wanted
think
that. I
Oh,
did
it's
not
kinda
want
dark
me to
here.
be that giant screen anymore. Sorry.
I think it's going to be really exciting. It's for all the new people I've met over the last 6 or 7 months, is creating an awareness for them of Freedom Rally USA.
Well, thank you. And we want to make sure that all of them know of NAGO as well, though most
Yep.
of them probably do because Allie's everywhere.
You have so much energy.
Yeah.
God
Yeah.
bless you.
My
I just,
children give me no other choice. They have more energy than 10 Energizer bunnies put together. So I just, I'm forced along with it.
and I'm really excited about the whole trucker event. Allie, whatever happened with the Harley riders? Are they still going to be a part
You
of
know,
it?
I never heard back from them.
Okay.
Can we try reaching out again?
Okay. Yep. I'll do that.
Because
I just have this mental vision of truckers and bikers going down the
yes,
highway.
yes.
That'd be freaking
Well,
cool.
and I was actually
Ready to be
hoping,
cold too.
I know that Tim and I had gotten contact with some of them, one of the bikers clubs when we were where was that, in Bellevue?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we could reach out to them also, I think
That's
that
right,
all of
you
those guys would like to get
talk
involved
about.
with this. If they don't
Uh,
already know about it. But I don't know the
Yeah.
contact. So yeah.
Or they
So
might
what
want
I'm
to do
going to
another
do is I'm
line.
going to print off that flyer. I don't know if I'll be able to get it done this weekend, but get it out to Dylan Harley and the
Cool.
place on 72nd. His
Awesome.
name escapes me right now. They won't. I was really irritated with them. They wouldn't be sponsors. I'm like, seriously, really? I'm thinking your customer base is
Right.
us.
Would
Right.
fit that very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole freedom thing. Kind of bikers are usually in it.
Well, I know that there's been word that has gone out to some of the local bigger biker groups as well, because I've been told about they've been talked to about tomorrow's rally, because I wanted a ton of the bikers to just come fly right in front of the Capitol.
That would be so
like
cool.
11:30, right before the speakers start. That would be awesome.
Well, I just have this
But a lot
vision
of
of
them
truckers and
complained it was too
bikers going
cold.
down the road. And trust me, those Harley guys don't feel any pain. It doesn't matter. They don't feel
See,
pain.
You don't feel
That's
cold?
what my biker contact said. Most of them would just leather up and get out there.
Yep.
But he said it's the older ones here locally that are complaining that 48 is going to be too cold. We're like, shut up. This is Nebraska.
That's nice. As long as it's not raining or snowing, you should be cool to go.
Exactly. So, quick question while I'm thinking about it. How are the donations being distributed?
Oh,
For
yes.
those that are going to watch this later that might have that as a question.
Absolutely. So right now we have drop-off locations across pretty much down the strip of I-80. And you can find those on our website or on one of the flyers. But we're going to be collecting there until the day before March 1st, so February 28th. And then on March 1st, we will have transporters, which are regional chats. That's one of their primary jobs, is determining who is going to be able to transport the collective donations from each of those drop-off zones and bring them with on March 1st to the Capitol.
Wow.
Then what we will be doing is taking all of those supplies and sending them directly with our Nebraska participants that are going on to the national efforts. Now, the really cool thing is that along with all of the convoy efforts, there's been a background effort of providing a supply chain. And that's primarily where I got started. Now, when we got into this and we realized, they had these broken up, we're going, well, in Nebraska, we've got the network and the organizations to do all of it in one place. Each community is going to be able to take care of the whole thing in their community. So we split ourselves up into regions to handle the whole job. But our primary focus was doing the donation drive. That's really what this is about, is making sure that the national efforts are successful. So the supply chain that we've been working with is going to have a few different drop zones outside of the city, probably right outside the state, so that the supply stays safe and secure, and they have access to it in the circumstances or the situation that DC revoked their ability to utilize public services,
Like
which
they've already done in Canada.
Which, for those of you who don't know, DC is a very different place. It is communist. Okay. That they have their own policing. If you don't have a vax card, you're not eating there, you're not sleeping there, and you're not going grocery shopping there.
Yep.
It's just, that's how it is there. And we know this, okay? We know this. The people that are going there know this. And that's why we're preparing this way. That's why the donation drive was such an important aspect of our efforts. And so they've got that all set up, which is phenomenal.
That's
And
awesome.
I'm really glad that we were able to be involved with that from the ground floor.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, for sure.
Is there a way to know what is needed so that when I go buy something, I know
Yep.
I'm not buying something that there's too much of?
Honestly, we can't go wrong. I would say we probably want to go with toiletries first. I do really want people to keep in mind bathroom situation could be wonky, and we may want to
Yep.
pick up some 5-gallon buckets. It's not great, but honestly, guys, they might not have another choice, and we want to make sure that they're able to do so without getting in trouble,
Yep.
right? So that is one thing that I would actually put at the top of the list that I don't think many people have considered. I know we have a lot of dry goods, a lot of granola bars, a lot of, little packages that come in big boxes. I know we've got a good amount of toilet paper. We could use a lot of wipes.
Okay, I was going to ask about toilet paper. So you have toilet paper, but
There's some. I wouldn't say we've got an abundance of it by any means. Okay. I just know that we have some of that.
and then wipes.
Really, you can't go wrong. But I think the most important things at this point are going to be toiletries and a toilet. I do know that up in Massachusetts, they actually had a grocery store hit them up out of the blue and say, hey, you pull up with a rig behind the store, we'll fill the entire thing with groceries.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. And they're going, we
Because
didn't even
that's
know that-
another pretty communist state, Massachusetts.
I know. And they're
I've
like,
got, well, at least around the Boston area, maybe not out west.
right. But it was,
Wow.
and they were in a smaller, a little more rural of an area. But they're like, we didn't even know this business was a conservative business. It's mind blowing, guys. I mean, it's here, but it's everywhere too, right? It's not just here. And, we always go back to those hurdles of spreading the word. But so at this point, it's about faith. It's about faith that while we're doing this, so is every other state. There is some group in every state somewhere that's working as hard as we are. There's someone somewhere in every state that cares as much as we do.
What's crazy is when you find the few, they flock to it.
Yeah.
Because look at with what you've done, there's only 9 people that's in that organizer chat, including you and me, and you've organized the entire state off of that.
Yeah.
And you go to the state chats and there's thousands of people between all of them combined together. And this is the work that happens when you can get people to work together.
Yeah.
Now imagine if this was to happen on a national scale.
Yeah.
The amount of actual change that can be done. You
Well,
can't guarantee blue states forever whenever you can get work like this on a national scale.
Yeah. Well, that and, over here on Truth Social, Freedom Convoy is like the only thing they're talking about.
Real quick before she goes, Denise, thanks for joining us tonight.
Oh, my pleasure. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I'm worked up my
Yeah,
little
see you tomorrow.
speech. Take care.
good.
Y'all have a great evening.
Bye.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, sorry. I just wanted to thank her for joining us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah,
what-
but it seems to be, all that National can talk about right now is Freedom Convoy, is,
Yep.
the People's Convoy, U.S. Convoy, this
Yep.
state convoy, that state's convoy, and they're all just kind of coming together. And no, they don't all start at the same time. We also got to remember that on a typical day, right, just traveling the country, it takes about 33 hours nonstop to get from Omaha to Sacramento. That's not quite half the distance. All right.
Yep.
And that's driving 90 miles per hour. Not going to lie.
Not like right?
Right. Like anyhow. So we got to keep in mind that when we're talking about a convoy, when we're talking about hundreds, thousands, potentially tens of thousands of vehicles, they're not moving at the speed limit.
No.
It's not necessarily safe to travel at certain times of the night or when it's dark outside. We also have to remember that the Southwest right now is still having quite a bit of snow and storms. And so they're not likely to move very quickly.
Yep.
What one would think is only 4 hours worth or 4 days worth of trip, this could very easily take them a week and a half, potentially more, depending on any potential setbacks.
Yep.
Yeah,
And,
the truck
and
stops are ready for them.
right. Well, and I do know that they're being very proactive. These guys are doing things right. Between all of them, their efforts, whether they're not all necessarily working together, but they're all covering the different parts in the way that they need to be. I know that one of the national efforts has made sure to reach out to local law enforcement of every state that they're going through.
Yeah.
They're reaching out to the Department of Transportation and the governor of every state that they're traveling through, letting them know that they're coming, that they're going to be peaceful, that they're going to be respectful. They're there to be fully law abiding. They are simply there to go voice and assemble we the people's voices in DC. I know that the People's Convoy, and I'm really, really proud of them for doing this, because this is what's going to make our actions worth it. A lot of people have said, why are you going to DC? All right, there's nobody there. They're on their vacation. Why is everybody going to waste their time going to DC? Well, get this, guys. Here's why. Here's why they're going there. It's because they're being proactive. They're being smart. They've reached out to the elected representatives before they even left. Okay. Yeah. They're going to meet with these people on Capitol Hill and have a discussion. Right. This is huge. Yep. So our presence is our job. They've got that covered. They're going to go, have the discussions and do the negotiations and, in the best interest of we the people. But we have to be the presence, God's army, showing them that what they're saying represents the will of the people, that we want to remain free people, because we also have to remember that this isn't mob mentality. This isn't socialism. We're not taking anything away from anybody. We're not infringing on anybody's rights. We're not asking anybody to go die in a hole or be any lesser or second class to anybody else, right? All we want is for us to not be restricted, for us to be able to be free, for us to not have the interference and the discrimination and the segregation pushed down on us. And so it is important. It is a good thing. Our presence is essential, whether it be on the national level or the local levels, because we're not the only ones doing this. Idaho has amazing efforts going in their state that I couldn't be more proud of. They've got efforts going in Massachusetts, in Virginia, in Washington, in Montana, in Minnesota, in Texas, everywhere. South Carolina's super excited. They're ready to bring all their bikes up there.
That does not surprise me, considering the people that I talked to and worked with there not too long ago.
Right. And
the only problem they're going to have is fighting on who's going to be the front name of the first person that everybody talks to.
Well, and that's one of the cool things about working with Patty too, is that it's not just the freedom movement behind this anymore, right? The Natural Disaster Network is actually doing a lot of this work too, because that's a lot of who these truckers are. They transport essential needs. They're the ones who are driving on the roads that have to be cleared and provide essential products and services. I mean, this is a big deal to a lot more people than we realize. This isn't just the freedom, just, the medical freedom movement anymore. This is the freedom movement. This is we the people uniting. This is the working class uniting,
Yep.
guys. This is everybody. Um,
Yep.
if you haven't heard it yet, the interview I did with KLIN yesterday, and we were talking about the fact that this is all walks of life. That we're not some.
It is too, and it's both sides of the aisle.
And it's both sides of the aisle. Heck,
Yep.
at our last big rally at the Capitol, we had actually a couple Democrats that were there. They were healthcare workers. The one young gal came up and talked to me. She was a healthcare worker at a nursing facility, a CNA, and she had come with one of her guy friends who happened to be more conservative than her, and so he wasn't going to get the shots, but she did. But she's going, but look, I don't care what you do, and I don't think they should make you do something you don't want to. So, I think it's great, and I went and got them, but I stand for freedom too. I'm an American at the end of the day, and I stand for freedom.
Exactly.
And that's where we're headed with this.
Yep. And that's this. Tomorrow gets to really kick this all into gear.
Oh, I'm so excited.
And I just thought of something. You've been banned on Facebook and every platform except for StreamYard.
I've never used it before.
I have Ali French, who is banned on Facebook live on 2 pages right now. Oh, that's almost giving Zuckerberg the big middle finger right there.
Seriously, man. It was funny. I was trying to help a woman yesterday figure out how to navigate our website. And so I'm having to use Colton's phone. And he's just sitting there like, am I ever going to get my phone back? I told her at one point, I'm just like, hey, can I have you email me? Because I really need to give my husband his phone back now. But I don't have Facebook on my devices anymore. What's ridiculous. So Colton's phone is actually acting up really bad.
Oh, surprise.
I know. And I feel really terrible because most of his apps on his phone aren't working.
Oh, that's
we can't even
straight up. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say we can't even get our playlists on YouTube to load right now.
Wow.
So I was listening to No Mask, No Vax by Bryson Gray on repeat, all the way to and from Lincoln because I couldn't get the rest of my playlist to load. And I don't listen to the radio because screw commercials.
Well, yeah. Who wants to do that when they stream these days?
Well, I just end up yelling at the radio about all their misinformation and everything. And it's like, no, I'd rather just listen to Bryson Gray on repeat. Shout out to him.
Yep. Shout out to good old Bryson Gray.
Yeah, we hope.
By the way, if he's watching or he watches a playback of this, we need him on June 4th here in Omaha.
Yes. And you got to bring your buddies with you this time. We need Tyson James out here. We need Forgiato Blow. We need just bring the whole crew, man.
Yep, that's what we want. We're gonna have the. I'm gonna have to figure out how to Coachella. Political Coachella.
Did you call it Coachella?
Coachella. We're gonna have to work on that a little bit.
No, it just needs to be a patriot party. Okay,
we're just gonna leave it at that.
Big red, white, and blue patriot party and neon lights.
Oh,
We'll make it happen.
Be awesome. Yep. Well, I'm going to have to go, ladies.
Me too.
Thank you so much for joining me. What do you think, for those of you who have seen the Freedom Rally lives before, when it was boring old just me? We now have this new platform where we can get up to 10 people joining us. So when I want to come back next week, Ali, and maybe we can bring a few of these other organizers, because isn't the convoy on the 23rd? No, I want to wait and bring everybody back after the 1st. Yeah. And have a big group of us on a big old chat with everybody so that we can go back and talk more about how it all happened because I can't keep up. Y'all are too busy for me. I try to do one thing and I go back and look and there's 75 messages.
Yeah. I may have been equated to an addicted person, but you know what, guys? As soon as we win, I'll put my phone back down, right?
Well, look what's happened. Look what's getting accomplished.
Yep. So we press on. We press on.
Yep. Well, thanks again for joining me. Hopefully you'll join me again next week.
For sure. Have a good night, guys.
All right. Thank you.
See you guys
And
later.
don't forget, join us tomorrow at the Capitol
Yeah,
from 11 to 2.
I'm
So,
the Nebraska Voter Accuracy Project is meeting tomorrow at 10. So I have to
Awesome.
ask Connie how I can do both. I don't know. I have to figure that
well,
out.
our speakers don't even start till 11:30, and we'll
Yeah,
be
I
there till
know.
2. So you'll be good.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
well, thanks for joining me, and I will see you soon.
Okay. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.